if you think about it, throughout the course of history and entertainment, there have been countless incredibly talented people in the cinema, on the small screen, live performance, musical artists. I mean, think about how many would you say in the course of history are there? I mean, countless, right? And to think that there was only 2,614 people selected and nominated to...
So when I was re-watching this video, I misremembered Criss Angel as double feminine, F-E-N-I. But when I heard this, I was like, no, wait. That's masculine sensory. The masculine sensory feels like, the analogy I think of sometimes is like someone climbing up a mountain and they're like grabbing onto rocks, and the rocks are like numbers and words and just things in the physical sensory is solid. Not that feminine sensory can't, say a number, just that the masculine sensory, especially, no matter where it is in the stack, feels like they're able to pull out numbers like that and grab onto it super easily. And then, of course, Criss is an EJ, so you can cross-check, is he talking about people or things?
A star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame is really crazy. And for me to be star 2,615 is mind-blowing. And to have Randy Couture there, Lance Burton, who's done 16,000 shows in Vegas, and Gary Oldman, a former Brit,
right,
present me with my Hollywood Walk of Fame star right next to the Roosevelt Hotel, across the street from Houdini's star, by the Chinese theater there, and Madame Tussauds. And if you think about the Roosevelt Hotel, that held a seance with Houdini's wife Bess for 10 years. They had a 10-year vigil trying to reach Houdini on the rooftop. So, and I'm literally on that sidewalk. It really, no words could describe how incredible I felt, like all that hard work, all that effort, that energy, and to have a star. So it just goes to show you, because I'm not special, I'm not different, I'm like everybody out there. I just worked my ass off. Right. So anybody watching this right now that has a dream, you can live your dream, and you can live beyond your dream if you're willing to work for it. Passion, perseverance, stick-to-itiveness, there's no substitute for it.
That's great. So Criss's type is double masculine, F-E-N-I, blast, play, consume, sleep, last. So going back to the human needs, his main human need is tribe above self, and he's relatively balanced with observations in the middle. And then his demon is going to be his TI reasons, identity, his truth. Also, something you can kind of see from that beginning clip is his letters. When he was talking about the seance for Houdini, that's kind of an NF thing. He's not like, oh yeah, all that fake stuff. He's like, no, the seance. So you can kind of be looking for EJ stuff and NF letters, finding value in the abstract.
So the greatest magic show on earth, the Hollywood Walk of Fame, happiness with Johnny, he's getting better. So you've made it, you've succeeded. We can finally have that conversation that now you can calm down. You've beaten the odds. You've achieved everything you need to achieve, and now everything's good, yeah?
Well, now I'm still working on my one-man show.
What is this? This is a one-man show, is it not?
No. I have a new show that I'm going to hopefully premiere in January. I'm going to be touring with it. November and December, I'll be on the East Coast with Mind Freak Live touring show on my 2 breaks. January, I have 2 weeks off, so I'll be touring with some incredible...
We've talked about this before. A holiday is meant to be a holiday. It's not meant to be an opportunity for you to do the same thing somewhere else.
So yeah, the interviewer says, he kind of pushes him a little bit. No, Criss, a holiday doesn't mean you go do more shows and you try to pack more stuff in. It means you stop. You can literally sleep, but it's also reflecting, going over known information, putting yourself first, processing. So this is the second time the interviewer is kind of pushing him. You've achieved enough, can't you relax?
Well, I'm not. I'm going to be doing a one-man show, but I'm going to have Banachek performing it, and I'm going to have Stefan performing it. But I'm doing this crazy new show. I'm really excited, but I haven't finalize the name, or else I would tell you, because I would always want to give you the exclusives first.
Thank you.
In January, I'll be doing some dates. We're finalizing the contracts right now. And then I'm also working on a very exciting announcement that will happen with my new television projects. And I say projects as in plural for next year. And I'm also working on some more touring. And I have a new venue that I'll be announcing very soon, because my contract, my 10 years, will be finished October of 2018. And although this has been an incredible opportunity, incredible run, I'm grateful to Cirque du Soleil and MGM Luxor. They've been fantastic, but it's time for me to move on. I'm very excited to announce that next endeavor, which will be bigger, better than anything I've ever done.
The new things, let's produce more, let's get started more, let's make more things. Now, that doesn't necessarily show OE in a savior state, but he is double activated on the SE. So I think we got a little SE there, as well as a lot of blast, getting started with new things.
You've been in a 10-year contract. It's like being in handcuffs in one way, because you've got to turn up and do the show 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 2 shows a day. Are you going to take it a bit more easy and at least give yourself some time? You could still have a theatre, you could still be here, but you don't have to do 10 shows a week. Are you still going to put that pressure on yourself?
So, third time, the interviewer says, you've achieved enough. Isn't it time to relax, take a break? Let's see what Criss says.
The truth of the matter is I'm going to be doing 6 shows a week. And you know why I'm going to do 6 shows a week? Because the demand is there for me to do more, but I just feel that I want to have a better balance. And as you always preach to me, and Gary Oldman preaches to me, and everybody else that I know and have a good relationship preaches this to me, but I wanna really, like, I do 10 shows a week here, and it's awesome. But I want to have the desire to be on stage, and I can't be. But we'll explore and see what creatively motivates me, because money doesn't motivate me. Doing something that challenges me, like this one-man show challenges me, like to be on stage and not have illusions.
What could be more challenging than doing 2 90-minute shows, the greatest magic show on earth, with the biggest pyro, the best lights, the best music, the best sound, the best producers, the biggest illusions, Chloe Crawford? I mean, what could challenge you?
He sees his SE. Like, Criss, you already have the best things and you have the best people.
Well, I worry you'll never be happy, because if you create the best music video, you want the even better music video. If you create the best magic show, you want an even better. I mean, there's a point where it's good enough. Will you ever be content? That's what worries me.
So he's pushing him again. This is number 4. This is the 4th time. You've achieved enough. Can't you relax? Can't you do the sleep? Can't you just be happy, slow down, be content?
No, because you're never content, are you? Like, if you think about it, when I was broke and I thought, oh, if I could just make this much money, then I could do this.
But you know this is glorious, right? You know that people leave going, oh my God.
Let's be honest, okay? And I'm gonna tell you something I would normally not say, but because it's you, Alex, and you've been a friend,
My truth.
I'm gonna tell you something. Here's the truth. The human spirit is never content.
Your human spirit is never content,
No,
because
I think that's so good. We're always projecting, thinking that everyone else has the same viewpoint that we do. So Criss is going, it's never enough. I need to do more. And the interviewer says, you're never content. You feel like you need to do more. Not everyone feels like that.
you push yourself and push yourself.
I don't know. I just feel like, when you accomplish something, you want more and you want more and you become jaded.
Savior state is answering the question calmly, like, okay, able to pull that out of my bag. It's no big deal. Demon state is turning away, not looking at the interviewer, avoiding the question. He's kind of been avoiding the question this whole time because the interviewer, this will be his 5th time asking him, can't you do the sleep now? And Criss is like, trying to go around it.
But you do know this is brilliant, and that's good enough. Even if you did nothing else ever after the show tonight, you've already done more than most people ever achieve in a lifetime.
Okay, here's my challenge.
You won't answer my question.
Well, here's my challenge to myself. Like,
Avoiding the question again.
wouldn't it be insane to be able to do one-nighters in this kind of intimate show where there's no real illusions, but yet...
Avoiding the question, bringing up a new topic because he's trying to not talk about what the interviewer is asking. Can't you relax?
I can levitate anywhere, at any time, in any venue. No magician in the history of magic has ever been able to do that, but I want to be the first. So that gets me off. Like, I was just in a 4-hour meeting about different possible ways that we're mocking up, but that's what challenges me. I want to see things that I want. I want to do things that I want to see, right, that no one has been able to do. I want to do that. So, like, for me, that gets me off. Like, I don't know. I guess, you know what the problem is, honestly, and I tell you this the truth. I'm never happy.
Again, that demon TI, my truth. We're now reaching the demon state, down into the depths. The interviewer had to work really hard to get him here.
It's sad.
But that makes me sad because you've achieved so much and you've got so much and you make so many people happy. You feed so many families, literally. And I want you to see that joy and feel that joy.
I know that. But the more successful I am, the greater good I can do for kids with pediatric cancer. And that is one thing that makes me happy.
So again, tribe above self, his bottom line is the other people. So what really makes me happy is when I can do things for other people. Now the interviewer is going to ask him for a 6th time. Can't you do the sleep? Can't you relax?
That's beautiful and noble, and everybody appreciates that. Yeah. But I also want you to appreciate that if you did nothing else other than Mind Freak, it would still be the greatest magic show that I've ever seen.
Well, I certainly appreciate that. And you know, I can't judge.
Have a holiday. You don't need to do 2 weeks of shows when you've just done 6 months of shows.
And that right there, I really love the OPS Criss Angel class because they point out like this frame of this video specifically. It's just this face of, he's like, shit, like he's been caught, right? Totally caught, like, because he knows he should slow down, take a break, take care of himself, put himself first for once. But this clip also just makes me super emotional because I really relate. Also being tribe above self and sleep last, it's so hard because the permission can't come from other people. Like, that's what the DEs are doing all day, is getting permission from other people. I think what that sleep last animal is really about is giving yourself permission, because the sleep is the DI, so it has to come from you. Giving yourself permission to slow down, take a break, and just take care of yourself instead of taking care of other people all day. And I've been there. It's really, really hard because it feels like the only answer is to just keep pushing and keep going, because that is going to solve all our problems in the end. And just that restless energy inside of like, I can't sit still. And if I sit still, I'm losing. And there's other people doing it better than me. And I have all this energy and I just need to get it out. Sometimes it can be the hardest thing in the world to not do anything. But Criss has an even more extreme case here because he is an EJ. So this is just going to be that single activated and feminine DI at the bottom, feminine TI at the bottom. That's just a really hard deck of cards. But like how much he can make things happen in the outside world, all of these magic shows, making millions, doing so much for his son and other kids with pediatric cancer. I just think it's really like, I don't know, it just, like everyone else from the outside can see you've been working so hard and always go, go, go. It's okay to slow down and take a break. But yeah, I don't know. It's also just especially sad because his son has pediatric cancer. that's just super sad.
That's beautiful and noble, and everybody appreciates that.
Yeah.
But I also want you to appreciate that if you did nothing else other than Mind Freak, it would still be the greatest magic show that I've ever seen.
Well, I certainly appreciate that, and you know, I can't judge.
Have a holiday. You don't need to do 2 weeks of shows when you've just done 6 months of shows.
Oh God, I just This is like classic T over F is I like don't cry for so long, and then I see just these sad clips and they just get me every time. But I've already cried about this one like a lot, so I think I've kind of processed it. I don't know, I just like every time I see that clip, it's just kind of like, Criss, you're doing so much for others, but you can't do something for you. And I just find it super, like, I don't know. It's kind of the classic martyr syndrome, but I just find it super sad. And he's obviously a really sweet and caring guy and doing a lot for others. So maybe it's just like the DE in me that's like wants to do something for him, but that's really just him doing something for himself. But a lot of the EJs make me really emotional. So, but I think one of the big questions is like, okay, if Criss Angel did take a year off from doing shows, it's like what's her name, Paula White. Would you be able to sit still for 3 weeks? You know, a week, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months. Would you be able to actually not bang on the outside world and like actually go in and process? And I struggle with that too, because when I remove all distractions, like I'm like, okay, it's time to focus and do the sleep processing. I just find other stuff to do.
Listen, when my son was here, he was here for a few weeks. I took him to Disney. We met Mickey Mouse. and I didn't work for I had a couple of days, you know, I get Monday and Tuesday, so we got on a flight on or first thing in the morning. We came home on Wednesday, and we had the best time. I mean, we had a great time. So I do take moments, but and my big birthday's coming up.
If anybody could get you anything for your birthday as a final question, what would it be? I mean, is there anything we could get you?
I don't need anything materialistic. I have everything, and I can buy anything I want. Right. So that doesn't give me any pleasure anymore. You know what gives me pleasure? Is the things you can't buy. Love.
Love, the NF. But yeah, I think this face, this is what it's all about. Just that demon state of, oh shit, I've been caught on my demons. And I think you can also kind of use this method of like, what is someone having to ask over and over again? We just saw this with Harry Styles and Zane Lowe. Zane asked, what's a memory you have from One Direction? And he had to ask 2 or 3 times to finally get sensory, because Harry's intuition over sensory. So I think when you can find, I mean, this is an extreme example with this interviewer asking the same question 6 times, when will you take a break? But I think this is really what you're looking for, is that's the gold nugget, that's that demon state. And then you really need to ask yourself, okay, this is this person's demon state. What is it about? What is the interviewer asking about? Is he asking, when will you finally see the tribe's viewpoint and take care of other people? That would be a demon tribe problem. Or is this, when will you put yourself first and be more DI? That's a demon DI problem. But I just love this clip, definitely in my FI box. And I think Criss Angel is really great, and I hope he got to take a vacation at some point.
Relax yourself.
Pull!